Hello everyone and welcome to the English conversation. Today it's a little bit different in this video because Irene and I are not in the same place right now. But we wanted to record this video for you together, so we are here together. Yes, and our topic this week is behavior and manners. And we chatted with you about it in the online conversation, and now in the video we wanted to talk about polite behavior in Germany and in Spain. So what is considered polite, what is maybe considered impolite also. Yes, and we have some different categories, and we are going to start with the first one, greeting and addressing people. So, Irene, do you want to start about Spain? How do you greet the people?
Yes, well, as you can see, well, you saw the first day, we give 2 kisses in the greetings. So, because we are very close people, and sometimes it's true that this can annoy a lot of people. So, for us, it's polite. But when you go abroad, you must be careful, I think, because not everyone wants 2 kisses. And sometimes the people say, oh, what's happening here? Why you are so close to me? So in Spain, it's considered polite. But it's true that if you go abroad, you shouldn't do it.
And you do it also with strangers, right? 2 kisses?
Yes, yes, with the strangers. Like you meet someone, for example, you tell me, hi, Irene, this is my friend, and I give 2 kisses to your friend. Like,
yes.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and at work, in a work situation?
Yes, in the work too.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. It's considered polite. That's right.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So in Germany, you have the handshake. I think the same you do it here in Spain too. Like the handshake it's formal, but also not that formal. Like you do it also with like family members that you don't hug because you're not so close with them. You shake their hand, and yeah, everyone else you shake the hand. But it is very important, I think, and when I talk with German people about it, they agree, I think, not to do what I call the dead fish. So you not only shake the hand, you have to have like a pressure, not too much.
Yes.
Like you don't need to demonstrate how strong you are, but you have to have a little pressure, because if you just give your hand like this, it's like horrible to shake it. So yes, this is very important, I think.
Yes. And for example, another thing that you asked me when you were learning Spanish, why we ask, how are you? Without expecting, like we ask it without expecting any kind of answer. It's like polite to say, hi, how are you? You give 2 kisses, but the other person doesn't answer you. It's like, hi, how are you? How are you? So you don't have to answer, but it's polite to ask the people.
Yes,
But if
okay.
you don't know it, you answer. This is the problem.
Yes. Okay. And I know that in Spanish, in Czech, and in German, English is, I think, the only language, like not the only one, but in this group of languages, the only language who doesn't have a formal you and an informal you, like the tu and vos, I think in Czech. No, now I'm confusing all the languages, I think. But the formal and the informal you. So when do you use it in Spain?
Yes, I also wanted to talk about it. We use the formal you when you don't know the person, when you go, I don't know, for example, to the post office, or you go somewhere and you ask about information, you use the formal use. But as we talked before, you and I, for teachers, we don't really use it. Maybe like if you use it in the beginning, it's okay. But thereafter, I don't know, 2 classes, the people like they know each other more, so we don't use the formal use to address the teacher, for example.
Yes. And with older people?
With older people, yes, we usually do it, but it's true that also it depends on the relationship you have with the older people. But in general, we use the formal use.
Yes, because in Germany it's also the same. You always use the formal you with people who are older than you, and also, like you said, people in an official position, or like if you, the conductor who checks the tickets in a train, or if you go to the post office, or also teachers. Like for us, the informal you with teachers, it's a no-go. Like it's really, you cannot. I think even legally you cannot, but I'm not sure about this. And then also at work, I can ask you also this about Spain, but at work you always have to use the formal you with people above you, like they have like the better job, or like are higher in the hierarchy. And with people on your level or beneath you, you can technically use the informal you, but from my personal experience, I don't think it's common. Like at first, you always use the formal you, and then after some time, maybe if you get closer to each other and like each other, then you can use the informal you. But if you have like a very distant relationship, like it's just your colleague, nothing more, then I think you continue to use the formal you, I would say. And it's very important that only, like if you use the formal you with somebody like who's older than you or is above you, only this person can ask you to say, oh, let's use the informal you, you know? Like you cannot say from your position, oh, let's use the informal you. You have to wait until the other person
yes, we have the same. I think the difference is in the teachers.
Yes, I think so too. And we also have the tradition, but I don't think how common it is anymore, that if you switch with somebody from the formal to the informal you can drink to your brotherhood, is what we call it. And you have your glass in this hand and the other one has the glass, and then you have to take your arms into each other and drink like this. And this is drinking to your brotherhood. And after this, you can use the informal you. For example, I know that my grandparents, like both of them, did this when my parents like got to know each other, and also they introduced the parents. And then after some time, there are pictures of them like doing this drinking, and now they call everybody by their first name, but before they didn't. So, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yes. What about the phone? How do you answer the phone in Spain? And like mostly I think the landline is interesting, but also maybe the mobile phone. And yes.
Well, we always, when you take the phone, you always say like yes, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you understand? And for example, it's true that for me this is different. When I heard some friends in Czech Republic, because they say their name.
Yes, the same as in
their
Germany.
Surname.
Yes, because it's the same in Germany.
We never.
Because you don't say greeting. I just say when I go to the phone, I just say Ulriskata, like, and this is the greeting, because then you know directly, oh, have I called the right number or not, you know, and they know how to address you, like your name. But it's also, I have also heard some stories that people, like this was like a prank call or something, and people have used your name like, but then in a bad way, you know. But yeah.
No, but this is very logical for me, but I don't know why we never say it. We always say yes, and then I don't know, like maybe we never have problems of this, but it's true that the most logical thing is to say your name, that the person knows that you are. But we don't do it. This is true. I wanted to add one thing about talking, because it's true that the people say that we Spanish people talk very loud. When I approach some person, like when I address you or I want to talk with you, in general, we talk very, very loud, and I think it's a stereotype, but also it's true in general. And for me, it's not polite because you go to Spain and in the metro or in the train or in the bus, in the public transport, and they talk very loud. So many people say that they don't like this from Spain, and I understand it. When you go, I don't know, for a trip, we all Spanish people are screaming in general or talking loud. So this is a thing that for me is not polite, but it's true. We don't change it. So then we go abroad and then we say the people from other countries, they are more polite than us because they don't scream as we do.
Mm. Yes. Yes, I think there's also the stereotype that Germans on holidays are very loud. At least I was told this. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think groups, when you travel in groups, it's always loud, you know? And if you're abroad, of course, then you speak another language. So it's more prominent. And so, yeah. But, yes. Okay. So let's go to the next category. Eating food and drinks. And I have so much here, but what are some table manners that are important in Spain?
Okay, well, I don't think if it's in general, but in Spain it's seen as unpolite not to wait forever to start eating.
Yes.
Like everyone must be on the table, and yes, and you must eat with everyone, and if you start before, it's disrespectful.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In Germany, it's not, or all the children get taught not to put their hands like lying on the table. I don't know, but I do it, but it's like something that we get taught. And what I don't do and what you shouldn't do is like to put elbows like this or put your arms like the elbows are not supposed to.
Yes, I also wanted to say the same. In Spain, it's the same. It's very polite to put the elbows like so.
Yes.
Yes. The same.
And another important thing is the fork and the knife. I don't know if this is international. Yes, you have your fork and your knife. And if you put them like this on the table, it means that you are on the plate, sorry, it means that you are finished. And if you put it like this, it means that you are still eating.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very, very common. Like you do it in a restaurant, and if the waiter sees that you have it like this, he leaves your dish, he leaves your plate.
What?
And if you have it like this, he takes it. And also at home.
Oh, we don't have this.
Yes, because I see you
Oh, it's
sometimes
very
putting yours like this,
interesting.
but you are finished. And I'm like, but is she finished? Yeah.
Okay, so one last thing about food is that we have a saying in Spain that don't eat with your mouth. So it's very impolite if you are talking and you have some food in your mouth, but very impolite. And we teach the children this when they are like they are growing up.
So, Irene, if you visit somebody in Spain, what is the polite thing to do? Like, what do you need to do?
Well, I wanted to say that first for me it was surprising the shoes, to leave the shoes in the entrance, because it's true that some people do it, like it's not weird, but for example, it's not common
In Spain.
to do it in Spain, which for me is not good, because you come from the street and your shoes are dirty, so you should leave them and go into the house. But sometimes we don't usually do it. Maybe we leave our shoes in our rooms, so we enter with the shoes and we leave them in our rooms, and then we can go, like we are not walking with the shoes in the house, but we don't leave them in the. So for me, I remember that it was like it's a change, but now I'm very used to this, to leave my shoes before entering into the
Yes.
house.
Yes. Yes, in Germany we take off our shoes normally
So-
too. And also here it's also common to have slippers, I think, and in Germany too. And sometimes if you stay overnight, I know some people who bring their own slippers, you know, if you stay one night at the place. Yeah. And also when you are invited somewhere, you sometimes
Yes.
bring like a little gift, like wine or flowers or like some chocolate. Like, but not always, like it depends.
Yes, for us it's the same. It's polite to do it, but if you are going to a friend's every time, and not all the people do it, but it's true that I have friends, like my friends, they don't do it, never. So for me, it was surprising in Czech Republic, or when we always go to a place or they come, they always bring things, or we bring also things. So it's, I don't know, I think it's very good to do it. And I don't know, you don't have to spend a lot of money. It's just like a detail, which is
Yes.
good if someone.
Yes, and also in Germany, it is very common, like not only visiting, just in general at home, it's very common to close the doors. Just because, I don't know actually, on the internet it said because Germans like privacy, which is true, but I don't know if that is the reason for the doors. But it's just like also in my home, like if you leave a room, you close the door behind you. I don't know. And it's not like, it doesn't mean that you cannot enter this room or something. Like if it's like the bedroom of my brother or something, I just knock before and then I can enter, like it's no problem, but the door is closed. And yeah, but if you are, I don't know if this is how this is in Spain, but if you are in an office or at the doctor and sometimes the door is closed, but then you knock, but you don't wait, you just directly go inside. Like you just say, hey, I'm here, and then you are there, you know?
Yeah,
But
that's true, but I am afraid that it's like I cannot enter. So I'm always in this yes, between like, can I enter or should I wait? But in general, in Spain, the doctor calls you.
yes, in Germany too.
Else.
Okay, so do you have some more things? I don't know.
That you should offer something to drink or something to eat when someone comes to your house.
Yes.
This is very polite to have some food and offer them something. But I think this is international. So
Yes, I think so too. Yeah. Oh, but actually, this is another thing in Germany, and I think this is something not so common, at least not in Spain. If you have, for example, as a child, if you go over to your friend's house and it's around 6, then your parents or the parents of your friend tell you, oh, we want to have dinner now. Please go. Like they don't invite you, but this is normal. Like this is not impolite. This is just normal. You are not like, of course, sometimes you are invited, but most of the time it's like, okay, this is like our family meal, you know, and it's like,
yeah.
okay, we want to have dinner now, and you plan your visit. Like this is especially for children. Like as adults, it's different, but you plan your visit. Okay, I will be there at 6, and then they will eat anyway. So I will go, or my parents will take me. Like 6, 6:30, something like
Yes,
this.
we have the same as before dinner time. You leave before dinner time because it's something of the family. If they don't invite you, yeah.
So this was it for the video this week. I hope it was interesting for you, and I hope everything was okay also with the video. This is a little different for us also to film it like this. But yeah, next week hopefully we will sit next to each other again. And yes, have a good week.
Okay, so thank. Yeah.
You can
And
say
see you in the next video.
yes. Bye.
Bye.